we're still looking at the just orientating you to ArchiCAD's work environment. I thought in this tutorial we would just go through some pull-down menus and a couple of other things. Just like most programs, the pull-down menus have got a particular structure. The thing I want to point out is that these refer to keyboard commands. These little symbols, I suppose a little bit like Word, Office Word, refer to shortcut palettes that you can customize and have up on the screen. At some point I'll show you how to customize those and get the ones up on the screen that you use the most. But all the symbols that you see there in front of you are the same ones that are in the pull down menus. It does take a little while to get to know them. I guess in many ways I always tell students that learning ArchiCAD is a little bit like, it's about the same complexity as learning to play the piano. That is, if you want to learn how to play it well, you need to practice every day. If you do practice, say, a couple of hours a day, I think within maybe 3 months you'd be okay. 6 months you'd be quite good, and in a year you'd be very good, you know. And maybe that's not quite the same as a piano, but you're looking at the same investment of time. Okay, so if you only are using ArchiCAD once, you know, an hour a week, then you're just not going to remember the commands. Personally, the keyboard commands are probably the quickest. So for example, under edit, all the editing menus and commands like rotate and drag. So if I, for example, I grab my arrow tool, select an object, go into edit, I can move that object. So there's drag and rotate, mirror, and a whole lot of others. We can either remember the keyboard commands, which are also customizable. We can customize those as well, or we can use palettes up on the screen. So we can get all these little symbols as a custom palette up on the screen, all the commands that you would use a lot. And then, so the editing menu, we won't go through everything. I think the important thing is to get you started on the work. We're going to get through enough things for you to start working on your projects. The editing menu is an important one. It has a lot of things that you would use. But you can see all these symbols are the same. We won't go through all of them. The editing menu you'll probably end up using. The other one I think I might show you is this one, floor plan and 3D window. So the 3D window, you can also generate the 3D window by clicking in the navigator palette like I showed you. This one over here brings you to an axonometric view, and the one above that brings you to a perspective view. Now, just like mine, if you don't see anything on the screen, it's because you're probably looking away from the building. And what I suggest you do is down the bottom of the screen, there's a couple of symbols which I'd like you to practice with after I finish. This one here with the 4 arrows is a useful one. It's called Fit to Window. You click on it, and whatever you're looking at will go to the middle of the screen. This one here, it says Explore. Click on it and you get this palette. Eventually you can put it away, but Explore allows you to, you can use your mouse to aim where you're going, and your arrow keys to move around. A bit like a gaming environment, I guess, without anything necessarily to shoot or kill. But you can go backwards as well. The down arrow goes backwards, the side arrow, and you can shimmy around objects just like in a gaming environment. Escape will bring you back to a normal screen. And you can also go back to the floor plan this way, but in the window pull down menu you can also go to 3D window, which generates the last 3D window you're in, or jump back to the floor plan. So those keyboard commands for either of those are well worthwhile remembering. So to jump back to the floor plan, it's F2 on your keyboard. Jump back to the 3D window is either F3. F5 is also a 3D window command, and I'll explain to you the difference in a little while. But F2 and F5, as well as F3, but F2 and F5 are two that you can jump from one window to the other. In the 3D window, you can also use the mouse, just like on the plan view, to zoom in and zoom out. You can push the mouse wheel down and pan the screen. It's like dragging a piece of paper across a desk. And if I hit F2, that also works in the 2D window. So pushing down the wheel of your mouse and dragging the mouse allows you to do a pan. I can also zoom in and zoom out with the wheel of the mouse. Fit to window also works in the floor plan window. Zoom in, you can zoom in that way as well. A double click zooms out. A double click on the down here at the bottom of the screen on the plus sign allows you to zoom in. So spend a little bit of time and get to know those things, and then we're going to start looking at other aspects of ArchiCAD.